Animal welfare countrywide is an issue, and it's an ongoing issue. I think our main challenge that we deal with is pet overpopulation. So sterilisation for us is our first action that we do. Also, veterinary care is expensive, and many of the underprivileged areas cannot afford that. So that's really where we step in to assist the animals.
We wrote into Hot 919 to highlight the necessity to drive access to veterinary care and to give Joburg listeners something to think about in terms of animal welfare. We do 100,000 veterinary treatments a year. It's a drop in the ocean in comparison to the areas we serve. I think that we could double that with the right capacity. 200,000 veterinary treatments a year will see animal population drop. It will see primary veterinary health care be effective, and this in areas where there is no access to veterinary care.
I'm going to start off this Hot Cares with a post that my wife put on her Facebook site. She says, an insight why I don't earn enough. I would give it all away. Before 7 a.m., donated for a puppy that had its ears cut off by a teen. She says, in brackets, read future serial killer. She says, a dog dying of cancer, a friend needing to go to Europe, a donkey sanctuary, a rescue mission to Gaza to close the zoo, a bear sanctuary, and it goes on and on and on. She said, even if I won the lotto, it wouldn't be enough. I think a lot of us feel the same about charities, especially animal charities, and they are one of the things that are really close to my heart. And that's the reason why we've invited Heather Miller, who's the CEO of the Society for Animals in Distress, and Marissa Kruger, who's the Equine and Welfare Manager of the Society, into the studio today for Hot Cares. Because you guys, you stepped into the breach when, we'll go back in time here, when the Purpose tragedy happened down in Vanderbijl. There were a whole load of charities that needed to step in and take over the animals that were displaced as a result of that. And you guys were just one of them.
Absolutely. These tragedies happen far more often than what we'd like to think. This one just got a lot of publicity. But, you know, when you're sitting with 1,000 animals that all of a sudden need to find new homes, and then you're sitting with unsterilized animals. The animals that go to other charities, all of a sudden you can't do group housing because you've got unsterilized animals. So we just, as an organization, needed to jump in and sterilize as many of those animals as quickly as we can.
How many did you sterilize, Marissa?
In excess of 200 at the moment.
Wow.
And still going.
Heather, from a charity input point of view, I mean, how much do you guys need a month to run your operation?
Our running costs are really high, Jeremy. We're looking at around about a 600,000 rand a month.
Yes.
We have 33 employees. And the reason for the large staff complement is driving access to veterinary care in our country is a must. The fact that there is a lack is some of the reasons why there's neglect, why there's a problem. And we believe that we can do this by training up paraveterinarians, by capacitating ourselves and other organizations with professional care. The costs are high, but the benefits are far bigger than the costs. I'm really grateful that we are able to produce this, but of course with these financial times it really gets very, very tough and scary.
It does get scary when you sort of staring straight down the barrel of the gun, and you don't know what's going to be happening with your organization. And if your organization falls apart, a lot of people are affected.
Right now we serve in 11 different places, and it is a very large footprint. We only serve in informal settlements. For us not to be in the areas we serve and in the places of need, I think it's a sad fate for a country when veterinary care is not accessible, affordable, and readily available when you need it.
Marissa, there is a link between humans being distressed and the abuse of animals. It's been shown in research, and you must surely be seeing that.
Absolutely. I mean, with every animal, there's an owner. So for animals in distress, we actually focus very much on owner upliftment as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what we do has got to do with training and education. So we have mobile units that go out into the informal settlements. They will educate, they will talk, they will bring the animals in, sterilize, take them back, and then monitor. So it's a really ongoing thing. We visit schools because that's where you started. You've got to train people how to look after animals. We really see very little malicious abuse. We have not prosecuted people because 99% of the time they really just don't know better, or they're unable. So the dog is sick, but they don't know where. So the more the word gets out, the more people know about us, the more animals are brought in. But with that comes
the cost,
the big costs,
Yeah.
because all of these things are, for the most part, 100% subsidized. So we ask people to pay towards it because we're training responsibility. So you will come in and you will pay 50 Rand, but you will pay something so that the animal has value and that you're responsible around that. But the genuine cost is sitting more around the 1,500 mark. So if you think of that per animal, that's money running out very quickly.
Talking about money running out, money running in can be very, very simple. And there are different ways of doing it. I mean, you can make a monthly contribution or you could turn around and make something out of an aspect of your life. And this is where Simon Hill comes into the equation here, because he and Meg are getting married in August this year. And you tell the story, Si.
Yeah, so Meg and I tie the knot in August, and we are both in our mid-30s. She's slightly older.
Stop it now.
But we consider ourselves fairly well established, and we decided, you know what, we don't need another pot. We don't need another kettle or a toaster or any of that stuff. And we thought, rather than have people give us gifts that we don't need, we've made you guys at the Society for Animals in Distress our sole beneficiary for our wedding.
You go, you good thing.
Yeah.
You
Simon,
go,
you
good
go.
thing. You see, that's as simple as it is. You can be having a wedding, you can be having a birthday, you can be having an engagement or something, and rather nominate a charity for as the recipient of everything there.
Let's be honest, most of us have everything already. We don't need any more stuff.
Yeah.
So for us, it was, we felt that it was the right thing to do. And I was lucky enough about a week and a half ago to visit your premises. And I must say, I was so impressed with the operation that you've got running there. It is world class. So it put our minds at ease going out there to Vorna Valley to see how you guys run things. And I know that having you guys listed as our beneficiary is absolutely the right thing to do. It is a fantastic operation. And the one thing that stood out for me, Jim, well, there were lots, but what Holly said, who took us on a tour, was that the money that you need every month doesn't come from corporates. Really, it's coming from private individuals. So to raise that 600,000 Rand that you need to operate every month, I mean, that's a lot of individuals that need to come on board to give that kind of money to you.
Definitely, Simon. It's such an incredible honor to have people care about the work that we do and to invest in it and believe in it. And I just can't thank the general public for being there for us. And we are just so grateful for the premises we have.
the Society for Animals in Distress. Hot Cares will make a donation for your contribution of 10,000 Rand. And I can say to Simon, I'll give you 5,000 Rand for your wedding present.
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh, Jim.
Gee.
And it's not going anywhere near you.
That's so cool.
Nowhere near
So that's
you.
a down payment on the bachelors.
Heather Miller, CEO. Marissa Kruger, the Equine and Welfare Manager. Thank you for being part of Hot Cares.
Thank you.
for having us. Hot Cares Assistance will help us in profiling the society, the work that we do, and the capacity we build to drive access to veterinary care. We're 33 employees. We are a professional veterinary care provider, and it is important to invest in the people who can change the animal welfare in our country.
At the moment, we are desperate for people who can do street collections for us. So people who have a few hours on a Saturday that can stand and collect for us would be really useful. And in terms of our equine department, we have a project where we are training and reschooling ponies from the coal yards to be rehomed. So we need really experienced, lightweight riders under 65 kilograms that can during the week spend an hour or two with our young horses and get them ready for their new homes.
Or you can become a champion. A champion is Simon Hill. Everything that you can do to raise funds and donate to us is another animal helped. It's 150 Rand per animal, and just your dinner party, your wedding, your birthday would be great. Thank you.
Collaboration is a really, really big part of our organization because by joining hands with other organizations, we have a far greater reach. So if we have crises where we need to step in, we can use other facilities. All of these things makes the donor money stretch. The more we collaborate, the more animals can get sterilized for the least amount of money.
You can go to our website, it's www.animalsindistress.org.za. Our number is 011 466 0261. You can find us on Facebook under the Society for Animals in Distress. Like us, you have a donate button, and if you feel drawn to donate, please donate. We'd be ever so grateful. To Hot 919, thank you so much for this opportunity. We are deeply appreciative of the time that you've given us.
Thank you so much for everybody involved.